So I think there's a strong case to be made that A Quiet Place 2 is the best film to come out in the past 20 years. Stay tuned to find out why. A Quiet Place Part 2 is written and directed by John Krasinski. I love the first Quiet Place film so much, and I remember seeing that and being amazed by how he actually had this super original idea. And I'd always said, since I'd seen that film, if anything has the potential to maybe be like the next Star Wars, something that's original, that's going to be its own big epic franchise, it could be A Quiet Place if done right in the sequel. And the fact that John Krasinski was coming back to direct this one obviously excited me so much. Now, obviously, if you have not seen the first Quiet Place film, there could be spoilers for that here, so I recommend going to check that out and then coming back here. I will not spoil A Quiet Place Part 2. So yes, as you guys could probably tell already, I love this film. I thought it was excellent. I think that there are so many amazing things about it, like just from top to bottom, beginning to end. It was just structured perfectly, exactly the type of thing you should do in a sequel, where you naturally continue a storyline and not just cash in on the same type of thing. It doesn't feel rebooted. It just feels so natural, and it's so dang suspenseful. I mean, there are subtle things done here to keep the suspense up that you would not realize could be done to keep up suspense. Something as subtle, and you guys, if you've seen it, will know what I'm talking about here. Something as subtle as like a foot just coming down off of a windowsill type of deal is like so insanely suspenseful in this film, and Krasinski just knows how to use those shots wonderfully. I love the cinematography in this film. The color grading is great as well. The sound design is as best as it can get, probably. And I mean, the cast is just wonderful. Emily Blunt is a top tier actress. I was a little bit worried about Cillian Murphy, though, I won't lie to you guys, because I like Cillian Murphy. I just didn't see how he could fit into a world of A Quiet Place, and I kind of wanted to stay focused on this family instead of adding new characters, but he was added very well. Cillian Murphy also destroys in this film. He does a great, phenomenal job. Now, another unique thing about this film is that it picks up exactly where the first film left off, which it should have. It was just perfect to do so, and I like that we get to see those events just play out in almost real time. And I think that's another unique thing about this series. Yes, there is some time jump from scene to scene from time to time, but for the most part, it is just very much you're watching what's going on in real time, it feels like. And I think that's very unique, and it keeps the movie grounded throughout its entirety in terms of its length and all that. And I just really loved this film. Holy crap. The ending was epic as hell. Not going to give anything away on that, but John Krasinski just is a world-class amazing director, and this guy just gets it. Now, what I mean by that, when I say that he just gets it, is basically there are certain class of film that I consider to be like top-tier filmmaking, and these are films like Jaws, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, the original Star Wars, Terminator, Alien, Aliens, Back to the Future, Raiders of the Lost Ark, you name it, Goodfellas, maybe, Princess Bride. There are just a certain class of film that belong in what I call the top tier, and I think that if you go back and watch these films, they all have a certain thing in common. Now, I can't personally put it in words what all these films have in common, but I can tell you this much, and that is that if you watch them, you'll probably pick it out or see it. There's like a common thread almost between all those films in the top tier, and I feel like in the past 20 some odd years, yes, we've had masterpieces, things such as Drive, things such as Joker, things such as Birdman. They've been masterpieces in their own right, but they've never had that thing that what I consider to be top tier films have had, And this movie had it. Whatever that thing is, it had it. And this movie goes into the top tier, everybody. I'm telling you, go see A Quiet Place Part 2 because it will take you back to the days of Jurassic Park and Jaws and Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back. And speaking of Empire Strikes Back, this is a sequel on that level. This is probably the best sequel to a film I've seen since Empire Strikes Back because of its structure, the way it's all laid out, the fact that it just has that thing that films used to have that we somehow lost along the way. You can't really get that thing that I'm talking about unless you're watching a TV show. And if you guys agree with me, you know the thing I'm talking about that films used to have that we just lost along the way. Yes, I love my Marvel movies and stuff like that, and they are great comparatively to a lot of other things, and they do tell really wonderful stories, but they just, even those don't have that thing that films used to have like A Quiet Place 2 has. And I am so passionate to make the argument that I do think this is the best film to come out in the past 20 years. And I would even make an argument to reassess the first one and see if that also fits in the top tier after watching this one, because each film makes you appreciate the other. I cannot wait to go back and watch the first one again, and actually till this gets a home release so I can watch them both back to back. Guys, I'm telling you, A Quiet Place 2 is top tier. I'm sorry, A Quiet Place Part 2. Top tier film, making John Krasinski just knows what he's doing, and there's really not much more I can add other than that, outside of the fact that everything is just perfectly well paced, it's well layered, and I loved where the story went, and I love the intensity that I felt watching this. It took me back again to the days of, say, Jurassic Park, where I'd be sitting there in that T-Rex scene, and they were in the dark, the kids were, and they were just like, you know, this T-Rex was about to come out. It's something like that. It's a feeling like that we haven't had in a very, very long time. And oh my god, this movie just knew what to do. I can't hype it up enough. It is the best horror film I've probably seen in a long time, and it's probably the best movie again in the past 20 years. I'm so passionate about this film. I think that you guys who go and see it will hopefully agree with me. And I think the first film is such a gem, and I was like, okay, this is the thing. This is the thing right here that has that potential to move forward and do the thing that I love that films used to be. And it did. Oh my god, I cannot stress this enough. Go see Quiet Place 2. It's a rush out and see right now. I don't know how else to put it other than that. Want to thank you guys for joining me on this review. I know it was probably a little bit quicker than most of my reviews, but I'm really hesitant to spoil things. I want you guys to have the same experience that I did. Also, seeing as how I didn't really watch too many of the trailers before this thing came out. I remember seeing the teaser last year, way back in the day, but this was a nice surprise to have, kind of getting toward the end of that, you know, COVID-19 era where we're starting to get back into the movie theaters, and this was a way to open. Oh my gosh, so good, so great, amazing, 10 out of 10, recommend, check it out. I'm telling you, no disappointment. There will be no disappointment on the part of this film, and if you are, then I don't know what to tell you. I'm just a guy here giving my personal opinion on this. I think that there's so much more to dive into when it comes to this, so look forward to the spoiler review of this, hosted by Sammy Ramirez on movie night. That should be a lot of fun. Yeah, guys, thank you for joining again. I've been Don Martino here with another review, and also please make sure you go ahead and go over to the merch store, merch.streamelements.com/Anorax. There's some really cool stuff over there. Check out our other shows, movie night and the Anorax Entertainment Podcast, hosted by myself. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, leave some feedback in the comment section, share this with your friends, and hit that bell for notifications. Thank you guys so much for joining. This has been another review, and I'll see you guys later. Night. Bye.